Good morning and welcome to the Academy for Human Actualization. I'm Namaste and you are here at the Health Reformation Act. Today what I want to talk to you guys about a little bit, we're in the kitchen. I've got on my nice little apron. It's not a dress, it's an apron. Isn't it cute? But what I want to talk to you guys about is how you can juice even if you don't have a juicer. A lot of times I get told that people don't have a juicer, or they're trying to save up for the juicer that they really want, or they just don't have the money to buy a juicer right now, but they do have a blender. And so there are ways that you can take your blender and actually make juice out of it, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to use, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use my Vitamix because that's, I actually got rid of our other blender. If you have an opportunity to get a high-powered blender, we recommend the Vitamix. It's wonderful. You can do phenomenal things with it. And yes, it's very much worth the money. I know it's a little on the spendy side. Save up your pennies or see if you can get one refurbished. Sometimes they're on Amazon. Sometimes they're on eBay. There's a lot of different places where you can get one, but this blender is definitely worth the cost. But you can do this even if you don't have a Vitamix. The Vitamix just makes it a little bit easier. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some things and put them in the Vitamix. I have here some sweet potatoes. These are little tiny organic sweet potatoes from our farmer's market. And I like to get these because they're really inexpensive because they're so tiny and you wouldn't normally use them if you were cooking. So they're really cheap. Okay, I have some organic carrots here. And I'm going to make a kind of smallish one because this is just for a demonstration. So usually I probably double the amount that I'm putting here. These are some chunks of pineapple, fresh pineapple, and an apple. This is an organic Honeycrisp apple, and this is half the apple that I had left over from this morning. The children didn't finish eating it, so I'm going to kind of toss that in there as well. Normally, I would not put any water in here, but since we have so many very hard vegetables, we may need some water. We'll see. Okay, so then what I would do is put the lid on it, and because of the way things are at the bottom, I'm going to use the plunger that comes with it. And I'm going to just blend it up. Okay, so as we can see, that's not really happening because we don't have any water. So I'm going to get some water and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's a cup of water. I'm just going to add that to it and see if that kind of helps it blend up a little bit. Okay, now normally if I was making a smoothie, I probably would blend it for another minute or two because it's pretty good, but I like my smoothies to be extra, I like them to not be so thick. I like them to be a little on the thin side. I like them to be extra smooth. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to pour that into this. This is actually a nut milk bag that I made. This is the kind of bag that you would use if you were making melts from like almonds or rice milk or even coconut milk. You could use this kind of bag to do it. And it's really simple to make it, even if you're not a big sewer or a seamstress. You're basically just going to take a cloth, not cheesecloth, but like a bartender's cloth or something like that. Some kind of cotton tight weave cloth. And then I didn't even sew all four sides. You can see I just kind of folded it in half. And then I sewed up this side and sewed up this side so I could have a homemade nut milk bag. And I just thought that would be easier and quicker for us. What you can also do is you can go to your local Whole Foods or any kind of natural foods market and you can actually buy nut milk bags. And a lot of times they're made out of polyester or some other kind of like a slippy, plasticky kind of material. And those work really well for this as well. I actually made this one because I wanted to, at the time we didn't have a juicer, and so I wanted to begin juicing and I didn't want to wait, and they worked so well that I just kept using them and I didn't buy the nut milk back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour it in this. And again, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm not going to do this to the whole thing. I'm just going to do some of it so you can kind of see that, and actually, well, so you can see that you can actually start to get some juice out of this. Okay, so see how thick and pulpy that is? And you would think, gosh, you know, you have to drink that at like drinking nothing but carrot pulp or something. But if you begin to squeeze it, and if you can come a little closer so you can see, you can actually squeeze the juice out of that pulp. Okay, so just one squeeze, that little bit, and it's not even a full container yet, and you can see how much juice you're getting out of there. And when you're done squeezing it, if I keep squeezing, you can see, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to get a cup and show you that how much juice you can get out of this. It'll be very little. You want to just keep squeezing it and squeezing it. My hands are clean, of course, and if you're doing this for someone other than yourself, especially, you want to make sure that your hands are really, really clean. This bag is clean. You can see a little black there, but that's just the thread that I sewed it with. Okay, so again, just squeezing it until you have the majority of the juice out. And this is basically doing the same thing that a juicer would do, only a juicer is a lot more efficient. Okay, and then if I open the bag so you can see inside of it, you can see that the only thing we have left is some pulp. And this is still yummy. You can use this pulp to make muffins. I've used it to make muffins for my children and for my family. You can use it as a stir-in, or you can even use it like to make like a nice vegetable broth or something like that. If this was just veggie with all the fruit in it, I probably wouldn't use it in that way. But using it in muffins, I know is really, really tasty. I mean, you got carrots, you got sweet potatoes, you got apples and pineapple. That would make a delicious muffin. Okay, and it makes a nice good stir-in, and it's still got a little bit of moisture in there. And again, just so you can see, I'll pour out the rest of this water and I'll pour this into this glass. You can see just out of that little bit how much juice you got. Look at that. Almost a full cup, and this is I believe this is a 12-ounce glass. So you have almost a 12-ounce glass of juice, and you still have more in here. Okay, so I think I put about maybe 2 carrots, you know, a few chunks of pineapple, and a small apple, and then like a quarter of an apple, and I got a glass of juice. So there you go. It's definitely doable. I try to get rid of any excuses why we don't eat right, why we're not juicing, why we're not doing the things that will help us. No matter what your financial situation, no matter what you have, you can use what you have available to you to go through this process. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful to you, and we'll come back later and talk more about juicers. Namaste.